Oh, straight live.
Oh, I guess we straight live. Hey, look, there's no intro today because guess
No.
what? No intro today because the birthday boy. So when I say happy, you say birthday.
Birthday.
Happy.
Birthday.
The birthday boy didn't put in the stuff that make it look all cool with the animations and all that good old stuff. My name is Corey Sanders. They call me Tallboy. Scoop, aka James Hicks, is not here. But we started at 9 o'clock on time. But I got my boy Eric Burks, EB. He's hanging out with us tonight in the lab. Oh, so
you literally said, "Are you ready?" And it just said, "We live."
Okay. So we just go ahead and get this thing started. Shout out before we do anything. My man literally just pulled up on me. I mean, how cool is it to have ATL legendary artists pull up to your driveway and say, "Hey, Tallboy, I got some merch for you. Listen to me now, believe me later on," from the classic song Cell Therapy. If you know or love Goody Mob, that's he pulled up on me and said, "Tallboy, I got it." I said, "You know what? Thank you so much. You know, I'm all about supporting business, Black business, and if this is what you got, so check him out. Cujo Goody. That's KHUJOGOODIE on Instagram. If you would like to get a T-shirt like this or any of some of his other merch, you can go there or go to Goody Mob's website. Okay. And they also have a new album dropping November 3rd. November 13th, 2 days after PlayStation 5. So no, 1 day. 1 day after PlayStation 5, the new album Survival Kit drops. So that's trying to show love for my ATLians, but this is a tech show.
So, you're a true techie and you're a true tech person because you mark everything based off of the next tech item that's coming out. So that's all
right. well, speaking of tech and speaking of PlayStation 5s, you know, it's funny because we were just looking this up, and I'm gonna see if I can find it. We were gonna go somewhere else, but since we brought it up, how would you like to win a PlayStation 5? There's a lot of people. Are you getting one?
You know what? I'm still. I got a PlayStation 4 to play with my son, so we can connect like online, so I can see what he's up to playing the games. I can't get into it. All thumbs here. All thumbs, man. All thumbs. What about you?
Okay, so I'm already on deck with it. I told James that I was not going to stand in the line for a pre-order. The very next day, I was standing in line for a pre-order, and not only did I get one, we got some plugs to where we got a couple extras. So we trying to just try to be a blessing to some folks if the money is right.
If this Burger King works out, if you can get to Burger King, get you a couple of meals. There's 3 ways to actually get you a PlayStation 5.
Right. So
you'll be entered in the drawing.
So we were just talking about this. You could win a PS5 from Burger King, all if you order their 2 for $5 mix and match. So basically, I don't know if we play this video, will it play? I don't know. Let's see.
Let's check it out.
At Burger King, when you order a 2 for $5, you might get a side of PS5.
Yeah.
2 for $5 mix and match. Buy and play game in-app for a chance to win.
All right, so the rules are you have to register for this contest first by downloading the Burger King app on your phone. Not on the computer, you got to download it on your phone. And on your phone, you can make a purchase to get a token to enter the contest immediately. Hilarious, there's actually a mail-in method to enter, must be a legal thing or something like that. You can only order for the 2 for $5 deal, nothing else. This includes the Whopper, the Big Fish, original chicken sandwich, or the chicken fries. No substitutions. You have to pay $5 minimum, so no using other promotions or getting around that in some way. So somebody gonna be like, "Well, what if I get this 2 for $5 coupon?" No, it does not work that way. The contest ends November 22nd, 2020. So 10 days after the PS5 launches. You have to be 18 and live in the 48 states of the U.S. or in D.C. And you can only enter by buying something or earning a token once per day. you need to save your receipt, and there are 1,000 PS5s to be won in total. You get digital codes, Demon Souls as and a PS Now subscription. And there's a whole lot of more fine print. So the best thing I tell you to do is just Google PS5 and Burger King, and I think you'll find it there. So
it might be on the app, because there's actually 3 ways you can participate. And the one way you said, going to the store, you can go into the store. You can buy through the app, which is probably the easiest way, because then you have your receipt right there. And then the other one is a mail-in method. You have a mail-in method. So yeah, check that out. The site I'm looking at is bk.com/PS5-sweeps.
Okay.
So check that out.
All right. Well, just Google it.
Yeah.
If you want a PS5, just Google it.
Yeah.
All right. So now you're working from home, right?
I am working from home.
So what has that situation been like? Like, can you tell me how are you maintaining as far as, communicating with your coworkers? Just getting business done on a day-to-day basis. Are you using any streaming methods, or is it just phone calls and emails? Like, what are you using?
I mean, we use all the above. I mean, so we're working on this LAX program out here, and a lot of work going, a lot of work happening. You got the APM, ITF West, you got all these programs going all at one time. At some point, it's going to fit together. So collaboration is going to be important, right? So what we're using, we WebEx, we Zoom, we phone call, some people are in the office, some people, their jobs actually have to be on site, so they would actually rotate in the office. But some of the electronic tools that we're using is, one, I manage the software that they use to kind of hold all the data, the documentation that goes through there, right?
Okay, hold on 1 second. I don't think people know how much of a techie you really are and what your background is. You just said LAX and I got software and programs. Give them a little background, a little bit about what you do, and then we can go further the conversation.
So basically, my background is basically a database administrator. So I maintain the software that where all the documentation and communication and collaboration take place, right? So the software is called Prologue, and when contractors are submitting information to us, it actually comes in through the software, and then we distribute it out through the team so that everyone is informed of all the of anything that comes on, changes, anything from issues happening on site, things like that. But collaboration is very important. So we use tools other than that, the software. We do meetings, WebEx, using WebEx, which is a very cool tool. We use Zoom. Some companies use software like Microsoft, what's it called? Microsoft Teams. To me, it feels kind of clunky. Google has a nice little software, but honestly, my go-to is Zoom because it's user-friendly in my mind, and most people's minds, as well as WebEx. WebEx has been around for a long time. So, right. And I know you, I don't know, I'm not sure, are you a Microsoft person? Because I can't, Microsoft Teams, it was just hard for me to find out what goes where, so, but I know it's important.
Well, see, for me, I use a software called Whereby or Whereby. Mm-hmm. So for my live streaming shows, and then I also use XSplit, and then here we are using StreamYard for this particular software right now for this streaming show. But for me, I don't like Zoom because every time a movement is made or something like that, they automatically take priority. And I don't like that. So with that being said, I try to use a software called Whereby where you can have up to 4 people, but with their paid version, I think you can bring in 12. And then if you get their platinum, I think you can possibly bring in 20 or 24. Don't quote me. You have to go to their Whereby, WHEREBY.com, and you can see how that solution may best fit for you. But for me, it works very well. WebEx, I heard, had very good, because it's a live streaming platform such as like a vMix or a StreamYard or for Mac, what are they? Ecamm. It's good, but that's what the professional TV shows are using. The WebEx, is that correct?
No. So we're maybe talking about two different things. So basically, you have your broadcasting stuff like the StreamYard and the things that you're mentioning. But then what these other like WebEx are more of a virtual meeting place. It's like
Right.
webinars. Yeah. So
Right.
it's not so much for broadcasting as much as it is for, hey, you know what, we got to get a meeting. We can have like, you know, a couple 150, 100 people on and having an office meeting, virtual meeting. So yeah, exactly. You know, you kind of tailor your software for your need, right? So you're looking at StreamYard so that we can, you know, broadcast, have some oh my God, I can't even think, some banners and things going on, some lower thirds,
Right.
you know, in meetings you can share information like notes, you can, you know, do things like that. But there are some software that are good and some software that are, you know, I'm not gonna say not so good, but just a little cumbersome to get around. So
right. So like for me, I use my softwares more for live streaming per se. Whereas like you're using yours for more like meetings and
virtual
stuff like
meeting.
that,
Exactly.
virtual meetings. So
yeah.
your conversations are going to be a little bit more private,
Mhm.
whereas mine is more like last night. I produced a show with a young lady out of Kansas, Miss Watley. She did a show, her old school Tuesday turn up with CC Peniston. So so that's more public, whereas like you're using yours for like webinars and training.
Exactly.
Right.
And speaking of, you made a video that was kind of I don't know if it was a trailer. It was nice, man. What'd you use? What'd you use for that one?
Well, see, that's the secret, man. We're not ready to launch that just yet. But basically, it's a teleprompter app that we're out here using, and it's a great way to promote our shows.
Right.
I don't know if I'm ready to let that out just yet. You know, we're trying to see it. We're trying to see if we can get one of the people, and we're still in the early stages of conversations to get one of the workers or employees or staff that created the app to get on the show, and hopefully we can get them on in the following weeks. But it's a teleprompter app, and basically you type out whatever you want to say, and from there, actually, I'll say it. The company's called Big View, BIGVU. So basically, you type out what you want to say. It's a script. And then you just read it off the script. So it's not like you're all over the place. You can see it. It's right here on your phone. So you're literally, you know.
Yeah. It was nice. It was very, very clean.
Right. So that way you can, you know, get your branding and your messaging out to your people.
Wow. Speaking of Microsoft, let's segue. You were talking about
Lord.
Different tools for the job, right? And you know, Microsoft was talking about they're going to forcibly open some websites in Edge, which is their new browser, right? Which is Microsoft Windows 10's new browser. I don't know. What's your thoughts on Edge? Because when I use it for everything, almost everything that I need it for doesn't work. I hopefully they're doing something about because a lot of sites use this Flash capability like ActiveX, right? Where you know something runs in the background. It's like you click it and it's reactive. But I don't know that. I think all sites or all browsers are probably going away from that because of
going away from Flash. You're saying?
Yeah, Flash from like ActiveX type modules.
Yeah, you know, for me, I'm more of a Google Chrome person. I've always been. I mean, it automatically comes preloaded on your phone. So with that being said, I remember when I was in college, Internet Explorer was the thing. And now you're looking at, you know, you're going into the 2021, technology is taking over. And I guess, you know, Microsoft is saying starting next month, users trying to access certain websites will see Internet Explorer refuse to load the URL and automatically open the site in Edge instead. So it's kind of messed up because if you are already comfortable with Internet Explorer, which has been an established brand for years, now all of a sudden, you know,
they're trying to get away from it.
Yeah, they're trying to remove from it. So it's kind of like the side piece is about to be the new Bay, you know?
Yeah, right.
So they said it's only enabled for about 1,156 websites. So at the core of this new feature is a new DLL file that Microsoft has been silently adding inside of Edge installments over the summer. So they've been working behind the scenes to make this work.
So what if you don't have Edge on your? So I guess this would only be Windows 10 and above.
Correct. So all the new phones, so newer phones moving forward. But I would want to see if someone had like a Samsung 8 or maybe an older iPhone. Well, iPhones wouldn't work. It would probably be more for Android. But they're saying that they said you could possibly be doing it through YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Yahoo Mail, Stock Overflow, Stack Exchange, VK, ESPN Chase, MoneyGram, eHarmony, and GoDaddy, just to name a few. They said, so starting next month, you won't be able to load those sites inside of Internet Explorer. And every time they will try, the site will be open inside of a new Edge window. So it's like, I guess it's automatically like a forced download.
Right.
What do you think of that? Like,
I don't. That's why I have Mac. So I don't have to worry about it. But at work, because I actually end up VPNing into my machine at work. So it could be, but I doubt that we can't access any of these sites anyway on the network at work anyway. So I don't think I'll be affected. Yeah, I don't think I'll be affected. I know our website will be affected if they force it, because as it stands, the software that I support actually does not work in Edge, or is not supported in Edge.
So are you completely all Mac, like all iOS? Like, is that
at home? But I do run different browsers. I do run Chrome browser. I do run Firefox. It just depends on what I'm trying to do. I like Firefox if I'm coding a website. I can see some things. It has like a nice this Firebug tool that allows me to kind of look at the coding for websites in the background, see where there are not defects. I mean, defects you could say, or vulnerabilities. Then I use for viewing a lot of websites. I'll go to Chrome, and Safari. I'm not really into Safari so much. I do. It is my default browser whenever I'm looking at sites sometimes. But yeah. Right now, my go-to is Google and Chrome, and that's coming from a Mac guy. So,
okay.
What about you?
I'm totally team Droid, team PC. Like, I refuse to touch Macs. Last night, I was having an issue with the show that I was doing last night, and as I was doing the show, I was trying to explain to the lady, like, hey, I'm going to send you this file. And when I send you this file, you have to cut it and share it, shall we say. You got to cut it and share it for you on your phone. And she was looking at me like, I don't know how to do that. I said, look, I don't touch. Look, I was like this. I don't touch. I don't have nothing to do with it. So,
just doing a screenshot from the phone?
No, I was trying to send her the actual video. And I said, here, I'm going to give you this clip. It's up to you to, trim it down. And when you trim down the video, then you can upload it to your Instagram. Now, I don't think it was really hard, but she said, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, hey, I don't know nothing about iOS. So I'm team Droid. I'm team, PC. And I know that, Scoop and we have our battles and our wars about what that's all about, as far as, he's all iOS and I'm all Droid. And it's like, hey, we've had this conversation when we first started, there's some features that you like and there's going to be some features, that you're not going to like, and vice versa. Right. And you just have to find the platform that works for you. So
exactly.
It's all in good fun, man. Speaking of Androids,
next topic.
Look, this show might actually end on time. So speaking of Android, LG, did you hear about this new phone called the LG Wing?
Man, not until you told me about it, I'm like, this is some. You know what? I love new technology. I don't care if it's Mac, iOS. I don't care if it's PC. When new technology comes out, I am excited every time. I remember when we were doing CES. Right. I'm excited every time we go there. I don't care what it is. I'm excited. But this phone has me intrigued because you said it's a gimbal sort of.
Right. So basically, it's a phone, and then the top part of the phone swings out. And it makes it like a T shape. So it's kind of like a gimbal. So you could still text on the bottom or watch a YouTube video or something like that. So it's kind of like my LG V60 dual screen. But at the same token, you can now, you know, like when you take pictures of people at the holiday parties or at your functions or whatever the case may be, and they all say, they all say, all right, guys, push in. Well, now this phone will allow you to do that. So it just released today in India. So we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So it released today in India, and I don't think it's available until November. I'm trying to look for it. I know it releases sometime in early November. I'm trying to see when it releases. I saw it earlier, but basically it comes with a Snapdragon 655 5G chipset, 8 gigs of RAM, 4,000 milliamp battery, which is kind of weak for me. But it has a 32 megapixel pop-up selfie shooter up front with a triple rear camera that can be found on the back, which is 64 megapixels for the main, the 13 megapixel wide, and then the 12 megapixel ultra wide. So you have three cameras on the back, ultra wide and the main, and I guess it says it has 2 wide angle shooters. So I mean, it's kind of like a gimbal. They said it has a gimbal mode, which allows you to grip the wing second screen like a gimbal and access a few neat features with the 12 megapixel shooter. So you can only do the gimbal in 12 megapixels, not in the main regular camera. So that's the only thing, but it helps you reduce judder or the shakiness. And it's funny because one of my friends, he always told me, like, Tallboy, your video is good, but you got that shake going on. And it's like, man. So I'm thinking about getting it, but I love my V60, man. So I'm gonna, if there's no new phones that release at Mobile World Congress in around February or March, I may jump out of this phone and go into the LG Wing. I'm gonna see what the reviews say.
I heard that.
But I like this phone here. The only thing that I don't like about this phone is it loses the 3.5 millimeter jack. So for your headphones, like right now I have some headphones in, but everyone's pretty much using Bluetooth now, and it's not water resistant. So you can't get in the pool with the phone. It's splash resistant, but it's not water resistant.
Right. So you can't take it under.
Right. So that's the only, now that would be kind of cool. So that's pretty much it. I think it goes for $947. So that's a little expensive, shall we say? It's a little expensive for, but it's a new phone. So it's part of their new, it's a new, I can't think of the name of it.
Trade up program or trade in program?
No, it's part of their Explorer program. So LG. So, you know, Samsung and Apple always throws out these awesome commercials and say, this is why you should buy the phone. LG is not, you've never seen an LG commercial. I haven't seen an LG commercial in years.
Maybe for TVs and refrigerators, but I've not seen them for phones. Yeah.
Right. So for me, for them to do this, it's like, hey, we're just trying to show you new technology. We're giving you multiple ways or multiple use cases for phones. Whereas when you look at iPhone and Android, it's just the standard like this. But when I put my case in, now I open up and I turn into a book. So now I have 2 screens. Right. You know, but I mean, what other company is doing that, you know? So I think it's cool. I mean, I love the technology.
Yeah,
you know?
technology. My problem is I can't let go once I have one. So I'm gonna tell you what I got. This is the old model. This is the XX Pro Max, or the 10 iPhone 10 Pro Max. Still had that one. Ended up getting the 11 Pro Max, and now the 12 is coming out. Oh my! But what I used to do. Are you about to do that commercial? You gonna start singing? What was that?
Give me a break.
No, you know what I used to do was I used to take my older iPhones, sell them so I can have half the money to pay for the new one, and then I would pay off the new one. Right, I have the money to pay the new one. I would do that, and then I found myself, as these phones kept going, the camera started getting better because I'm a photographer, right? I'm a like low key photographer. So now the camera started getting better. I was like, damn, I can't let go of this phone. So now I started holding on to the older phone. Where I was like, oh man. So Yeah, so I'm out the
So
dish
out
out
of
the
the
cash.
phones that you have, what's the best one that you like?
Well, I do like this one because it does have the multiple ranges of the widescreen, ultra widescreen, and then you get more frame, more picture in your picture. But the quality of the quality of the videos and pictures are, in my mind, as good as me taking it with my. I just also purchased this a couple months back, the EOS R mirrorless camera, and it takes some. I can shake and I'll take a nice picture out of that camera. This is almost the same thing. It's so crazy. So I'm really excited to see the 12 Pro Max when it comes out, because it has actually more features than the actual 12 Pro. So I'm waiting for that Max. But as we talk about this and I see all the features on the phone, it used to be that when mobile phones came out, they were like this big brick. Then they said, hey, let's make them smaller. I think they're going back to bigger. You start putting all this technology in it, they're getting bigger again.
Yeah, bigger. But see, you know what? Bigger is better.
Okay.
So like you said, back when cell phones first came out, they were in briefcases and they were
Yeah.
they were like
carrying a pack.
Yeah, you got the big block and you're walking with them. And then, like you said, they came real foldable and real small and the world's smallest phone. And then it was like, okay, well, let's get big. And then it was like, they had the thing called the phablet. And then, so like a tablet and a phone at the same time. And it was like, that didn't really go over too well. And then now, like you said, right now, you're not buying the phone for the phone. You're buying the phone for the camera.
Boom. Bingo. Exactly.
And so this is what James and I were talking about, like about the 12. He said he wasn't going to jump into the 12 because he was like, the features of the iPhone 12 were nothing made it stand out so much that made him say he had to go out of there. Now, for me, I had the LG V40. So I skipped over the 50. And then the 50 had a dual screen, but it was the first generation. Well, then the V60 comes out. And when the V60 comes out, look, it's a foldable phone. Whereas the V40, the features that the V40 had, it had 3 cameras with the wide angle. That was their selling point. And then before that, it had the 3.5 millimeter jack. And at that point, if you're a music head, and at that time I was working in radio, so I'm always listening to new music. So with that being said, you wanted to hear your radio, and Bluetooths were not as inexpensive as they are now.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, I want that same technology. Now, before that V40, I had the LG G5. The reason why I went with that phone was because that was the last phone that kept the removable battery. Now we live in a digital age where there is no removable battery. So now you're buying cameras based off of the quality of the camera. So for most people, but
I mean, even with your phone, it looks like you have more opportunity to multitask. You can do a lot of things having that. Yeah. So
so I got YouTube. I can have YouTube up, and I can have my notes in, and I can be sending my notes. Or I could, just like when I was using the teleprompter earlier today, I had the teleprompter up, but I was typing, I was copying and pasting everything from my notes. And then I was able to copy, paste, and then drop it off into the teleprompter app. And then I was good.
I think in this new, there's the new iOS for Apple. They allowed you to have the picture in picture, so that if you're watching a video or YouTube, it'll actually kind of minimize to be a picture in picture while you're doing your other things. But I think it's because of stuff like that, the competitors having the ability to have multiple screens and multitasking, doing things like that. But what is your thoughts on, so Apple now has, and we'll go to the next segment. So Apple has now this I saw this, well, you actually turned me on to this site about they're making their own Google now. So are they trying to get away and become more monopolized, and just so, hey, if you buy Apple, it's only going to be all Apple again? You know what I mean? So I don't know if you see your ad there. Yeah, the article.
Right. So Apple reportedly steps up effort to build a Google search alternative. So once again, Apple is trying to be its own proprietary. They want everything to be them. And it's funny because, like I said, as much as you guys don't like Android, you're still using Google products. I think, when I think Apple, I think Safari. But on your iPhones, I didn't know you guys were still using like a Google search, because once again, I'm not familiar with the technology. So they basically, Google pays Apple billions of dollars a year to make its search engine the default option on iPhones. And I guess now Apple is saying, no, we don't want your money. We want to create our own thing. And they started, they're starting to roll out its own search technology to iPhone with its latest software update. So I think it says in here, it says Apple pays between 8 billion and 12 billion per year to be the default search engine on Apple products. Like right now, I just found out that my default search engine is Yahoo right now. And I did something last night that I didn't want to do. And I think I made it the default browser as opposed to Google Chrome being my default browser. So I'm going to switch that over because I'm like, something's not right with my laptop. And, just to hear that Google is paying them that kind of money, man, what would you do with 8 to 12 billion, right?
I can tell you right now. But no, that'll be a long show. But I mean, is that huge? Is that good or is that bad? I mean, you're saying, hey, you know what? You don't have to pay us this money. To me, that's huge because they're saying, hey, we don't need your billions of dollars, right? But on the other hand, you're just like, I mean, is it? Are they cutting off? Are they biting off more they can chew until they actually have a certain? I'm pretty sure they probably already have it out there. You're not going to turn down billions of dollars unless you already have a prototype in the works, right? That's actually working really well. So I'm in my mind. What do you think?
Well, I think here you go. It's kind of like, hey, I'm grown now. I don't need you. When you were like 18, and you were like, I'm grown and I can do whatever I want. And it's like, if you want to step out on the water and, you want to be grown, by all means, go be grown. And I'm not mad at you for doing that. Just know that there's probably no coming back, because if it doesn't work and you have to come back to Google,
they'll lower that money. They'll lower that. They'll say, hey, well, we'll give you $1 million.
Right. We're not going to pay you that amount of money. So, or we're not going to continue to keep paying you that amount of money. So, I mean, I think it's one of those things like, you better be sure that this is what you want. But I also think that if their search engine, when you think about it, I mean, sometimes new is good. I love early adopters. If you have a new product, I'm open to trying it. I think that that's awesome that you're open to saying, you know what, we don't want you to be so big that that you've cornered the market. That's what happened with look at Netflix. Blockbuster could have cornered the market if they would have listened and said, you know what, let's collaborate with them. And then now, instead of Blockbuster being out of business, they could have cornered the market, but they were, fat and happy and like, oh, okay. And here was Netflix saying, hey, try our subscription model. Well, I remember seeing Netflix and they were mailing DVDs overseas, because when I was playing ball overseas, I had some Americans that were there like, I got my Netflix, in the mail. And I'm like, Netflix, what is that? And it's like, but now Netflix has turned, it went from DVDs to now it's the #1 streaming platform that's out there right now. They put Blockbuster out of business. Like, who was Blockbuster's competitor?
Back then, what the actual Blockbuster's only competitor was in that time was probably another like your mom and pop video store. They'd have the smaller video stores you'd go to. We'd go there. I know when I was overseas, we would actually just go to like a mom and pop video store. And when we came back to the States, you have Blockbuster. Let's go to Blockbuster because they have so much. But I mean, even now, I think with COVID, I can definitely see, Netflix, and I'm sure Amazon's going to try to step in there too with their Prime Video. But I'm talking about, but because there's no more theaters you can go to, right? So I'm thinking live streaming, like movies, are going to be the thing. Now you get your
It's no different from Apple, from music streaming. So remember, you would buy the tape or the CD or the album, and then they went into mini disc, which was a brief shelf life. Then they went into flash drives. Then they went into download the songs for 99 cents. To now you're at Spotify. So you just said something, and I wanted to circle it back around with what Microsoft and what Google and Apple is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what it was, but it's more along the lines of, last week we were talking about Quibi. Are you familiar with that?
Not so much.
So Quibi is the streaming platform that they spent $1 billion. I forgot the actual article, but they spent a lot of money. Billboard ads, they were in Times Square, marketing, and they went out of business in 6 months. Literally in 6 months. And so what you were saying about Amazon is going to be the next thing, Quibi could have been another competitor, but they weren't listening to people that were offering their ideas.
Right.
And they were saying, hey, you're a content creator. I'm a content creator. Hey, we have some content. And it was like, nah, I don't know. We want that. Okay, well, tell me what you're looking for so we can create that. And whatever happened, it just didn't work.
Right.
So now, unfortunately, they're out of business. And then Amazon is trying to corner the market with Prime Video, which is cool. But at the same token, they just released, I want to say about 8 months ago, they just changed up their new uploading procedure. So you can't just upload any type of content. Back then, those indie films that were really bad.
Some are still on there.
You could get your indie film on a whole lot easier about a year ago, but now the quality of content has to be up. You have to use a certain type of camera.
Right.
You can't just use your cell phone and say, I shot this all on my cell phone and I'm uploading it to Prime Video. So, but they're trying to be major players in the game. And right now, when you look at Amazon Prime Video, they even offer Thursday Night Football. So, Netflix when they get into the sports game, say they do a partnership with MLB, NHL, MLS, NBA. If they do that, I think they can really set the tone of their pricing the way they want to. Every 2 years, I think Netflix is bringing it up, but and people are paying it, because James and I had also said, how much is too much? And I said, well, I remember it was $5.99. Now you're paying what, $14.99 now?
Right.
So go ahead.
No, but even having said that, though, you know what's also coming up in this market, in this streaming market. I don't know if like you wouldn't think of it, but this is really what's allowing Netflix, Prime Video, and all these web broadcastings to come up. Your Roku, your Fire Stick, those have been huge for the market because now you have those preloaded. You can go in there if you have your subscription. You can actually create your start your subscription from those mediums, if you will.
Right.
I think this is smart that they were planning this game. It was like in the works. So I think that was pretty genius.
Well, like I said, and to circle back to the article that we were just speaking on, with Apple being the new, Apple saying that they're going to use their own. Their own search engine. I think it's one of those things that Apple must know what they're doing, because I don't think that, it's like like I said, you're receiving that huge amount of money.
For you
to turn it down. So you must know what you're doing. Yeah. So, I would love to see how that looks in 2021, 2022. But we'll see.
But when they say they're going to be the new Google, are they going to truly be the new Google? Because there's a lot of I don't want to say dilemma. There was a show called what was it called? The Dilemma, the Social Dilemma, where they talked about Google and the things that it was doing to people is causing them to be hit stuck on the phone. Are they going to take all of that information and take it into consideration when they're building this platform for their search engine? You know what I mean?
Well, it says here, when iPhone users with iOS 14, the latest iPhone software, type a query into the search window, Apple now shows its own search results instead of Google's. It also displays autocomplete style suggestions, highlighting how it is learning from users, most common search queries, and however, few are likely to have noticed the change. So they're already doing this. So
I did not notice that.
So, I mean, like I said, they're still taking Google's money, but I mean, I think Google's going to wise up and say, well, if you're going to do this and step on our toes, then we're not going to pay you. So maybe, like I said, and it's like Big Brother. I mean, Little Brother's time. Little Brother wants to use his own wings, or they want to fly. So, I mean, maybe it's that time.
I don't know, but for me, I like having options. I like to have an option. I don't want to have just one option to be able to do a search, you know.
Well, you can go to Internet Explorer.
Not on this phone. Actually, I was able to install Edge. They don't have Internet Explorer for the phone, but they have Edge. So I did install Edge for my work email. So it does allow me to use Edge. These are my browser. This is my little browser set up there. So I got Edge, Firefox, Chrome. Got the Firefox privacy, and there's a new browser in there, Brave. I do like Brave.
I've never heard of Brave. Okay.
Well, I earned Bitcoin. I earned some altcoin from Brave. So anything to get some free altcoin, you know, I'm in there. I'm all about the altcoin. So
we're gonna let you talk about Bitcoin. Not tonight, but one of these nights we're gonna be like, I don't know nothing about Bitcoin. So,
but that's the only reason why I got Brave. That's the only reason why I got.
So out of those five on your Android phone, what is your favorite on those? Out of those five,
my go-to is Chrome.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Let's see what else we got.
Looks like something's happening over in your neck of the woods.
Oh. So, you know, I'm originally from Atlanta. So, you know, 404, 770. Those are like the numbers that say, yeah, I'm true to Atlanta. And it's funny because my phone number starts with a 678. And because I had changed my number so many times, when I finally tried to go back to 404, they said we don't have any more numbers under 404 or 770. So I was like, all right, I'll take the 678. You know, this is that new class, that new crop. And then they came out with a new area code called 470. So I'm like, man, that's these new folks that just came into Atlanta. They're fake. I can't do this. Well, now look at this. Move over 404. Atlanta gets a new area code for the first time in a decade. So now the new area code is supposed to be, it was announced today that the new area code 943 will join the four others in Metro Atlanta. And this is just for Atlanta, man. Can you believe that? We're not talking about Macon. We're not talking about Savannah. We're not talking about Columbus, Georgia. We're talking about just Atlanta. We will have 4 different area codes coming soon. So they said North American Numbering Plan Administrator announced that 404, 770, 678, 470 area codes will be exhausted by the second quarter of 2023. Wow. So that is that many people living in the city of Atlanta. Can you believe that?
I can believe that because a song that came out about having different people in different area codes.
They said the area code will cover the Atlanta metropolitan area defined as the cities of Alpharetta, Duluth, Dunwoody, which are all up on the north side of town, East Point, Forest Park, Gainesville, which is down towards the south. Griffin is out southwest, I want to say. No, it's south. Lawrenceville is out east. Mableton is out west. Marietta's north. Peachtree City is south. Roswell, Sandy Springs, Smyrna, they're all north. And Tucker is out east up here in Atlanta. And they said this is the first time the new area code has been introduced for Metro Atlanta since 470 was. The original statewide area code in Georgia was 404 in 1947, and 770 was added in 1995, and 678 was added in 1998. So they said the new area codes won't be administered until carriers have run out of the existing area codes. And people who have an existing area code will keep it. And they said the new area code is expected to fulfill Metro Atlanta needs for the next 10 years.
what's the population there? So, I mean, is this just newcomers, new people coming into town, people being born, or just buying phones?
Man, no, you know what it is, man. They come to Atlanta for a concert, event, gay pride weekend,
And they'll stand.
and then they're like, man, I didn't know Atlanta was as live as this. And then they're like, hey, I can live as cheap over here for like, I don't know what your, rent or mortgage is, where you live at in California.
$3,000.
So
$3,000 a month.
and is this the same place that I saw a couple years ago? Same place?
Oh no, that was me. That was like a 1-bedroom loft.
Okay.
And I only paid $1,500 for a month that one, but that was more inland. But now that I live more towards the beach, this is only a 2-bedroom. It's a good square foot. I think it's like almost 1,000 square feet, but it's almost $3,000.
1,000 square feet for $3,000. You can probably get a whole house for under that here in Atlanta. Now, don't get me wrong, gentrification is taking over here in Atlanta, but I think a lot of people, like I just had a cousin, she's from Memphis. She relocated out to Vegas, and just 3 weeks ago, she just moved to Atlanta. And it's like we full. Like, I love you, but we full. Go back to Vegas.
Get back to Vegas.
Yeah, so
I think people are starting to move out of California too.
Yeah, so I mean, I think with her, she loves it because she does music. Atlanta definitely has a strong music scene. She's a vegan. So with her being a vegan, this is all like right into her alley. Whereas I think she was saying that, the music scene, the vegan scene was not really popping or doing the things that it needed to do in Vegas the way she wanted it to do. So I don't know.
That's crazy. Not too shabby.
Yeah. So interesting. How many area codes do you guys have out in California, or in the LA area?
I've only really been in LA for since 2010. So I'm not from LA. I mean, there's like a 310, was 424. I mean, it's quite a few. 51, is it 510? I don't even know. I know Sacramento had a bunch of area codes. Started to get a bunch of area codes because that's where I was up before. Prior to coming here, I was in Sacramento, and there was a 916 and some other stuff that they started getting new area codes as well. So this is nothing new. It's just places start to grow, develop, people start to move in there, and I'm sure LA has a lot of area codes because there's a ton of people here.
Wow. Well, I mean, like I said, the new area code for Atlanta, I think that this will be good. But I know that the first person I see with a 943, I know jokes are going to be coming in telling me you're not really from, you really not from Atlanta, So
newbie.
Yeah, you're a newbie.
You can't say nothing. You got no stripes here.
Right. You have no stripes. All right. So PlayStation, we talked about it at the beginning, but they launched a new app. Have you heard about it? It allows you to enhance your gaming experiences on PS4 and when the PS5 comes out. Did you hear anything about this?
I have not. Is it just so it is on the PS4? So I guess I gotta turn that thing on, and I got a PS4 sitting here that I play so I can talk to my son. But what's up?
So last week they just did a new user interface for the PlayStation, and a lot of people weren't happy because it said that PlayStation would monitor your chats, or you can report your chats, and I guess if you're being being verbally abusive, you can report, or they would listen in, and then you can get your accounts banned. And there was no real clear definition of how that was going to work. They did get rid of the avatars or the skins. So if you didn't have the skins before the new update, then you'll no longer get them. Right. The PS Vita, the PS3, and the PS2 games, you used to be able to download them on your PS4. But now they wiped them clean, so it's only straight PS4 and PS5 games. So they were saying today, this just came out today, they're introducing new ways to amplify your connections with friends and the games you love to play, even when you're away from your console. and they are pleased to unveil the updated PlayStation app and reimagined to enhance your gaming experience on both PS4 and PS5. So they'll be beginning to roll out today globally through updates on iOS 12.2 or later and Android 6.0 or later on the mobile devices. The PS app introduces fresh features such as voice chat, native PS Store integration, and a smoother experience delivered in an all-new design. So they said you'll see the design with the interface with a new home screen that lets you quickly see what your friends are playing and access details about your recently played games, including your trophy list. So it's funny because the other day I was talking to a friend of mine and he was like, Tallboy, he says, you don't really play PlayStation 4. All you do is play NBA 2K. He said, that's all you play. And I'm like, dude, like, how did you even know that? Like, I mean, it tells you like the last time you signed in, what game you played in. And I was like, I didn't even know you were in, I didn't even know you were following me, to be honest.
Right.
And then for you to tell me all you ever play is 2K, it's like, yeah, that's me. That's me all day. So now I got to go switch it up and put Pac-Man in, put Call of Duty in, put Hitman in. I got to put all my other games in and go from there. They said message integration. You would now be integrated in the app so you can seamlessly message your friends all in one place. So I take it that you can do this on your phone.
Yeah, they have it on the phone too.
And the PS messages will no longer be available as a standalone app. Your existing messages and threads and PS messages will be carried over to the updated PS app. So when you send your messages on the PlayStation, you can also send them through your phone. That's pretty dope, you know? That's pretty cool. So I don't know if I would be sending messages to my friends that are on PlayStation through my phone. I don't know if I would be doing that, but
well, my son would do that, right? So I'm playing with my son, and I don't play, right? So I'm in there. He's invited me to play with his friends and stuff. He'll text me, Dad, don't do that. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I use that messages for. I was like, oh, okay, because we didn't want to say it on live, so it's, he didn't want to embarrass me, I guess. So.
Now look, Tammy is over here saying maybe I'll get out of the app, and I'm sitting there like, so now it's like, babe. Turn the game off, like, do you really got to download this app to tell me to turn the game off? So let me see, what else does it say? Let me see, what did I do with it? Here we go. This says the voice chat and party groups. You can now create party groups from the PS app and voice chat with up to 15 other friends through your mobile phone.
I thought you could do that. Oh, on the phone now, because you could already do that on the
right, on the PlayStation. And they said, and this is what I was talking about, the PlayStation team is looking into your feedback around the parties changing, introduced in the PS4 system software update. So that new update where I was explaining earlier about how they're monitoring. There's no updates to share today, but thanks for speaking up about your concerns. We're listening and evaluating. They're natively integrated PlayStation Store and remote download. So you can do a fast and smooth shopping and browsing with the ability to remotely download games and add-ons directly to your PS4 and 5. So apparently you can just do this from your phone and say, I want to download, I pay for the game. Say 2K comes out, you're not at home, and I'm taking it, don't get me wrong, that you can say, I want to just purchase it from the phone, and it downloads right into the PlayStation. Wow. Now that'll be cool. Yeah. New features for the PS5, you'll be able to remotely launch games, manage storage on your console if you run out of space while downloading a game, and quickly sign in the PS5 straight from the PS app. So you're coming in the house and you're like, hey, let me just log into my PS5, make sure the game is turned on. I don't know if I would want to take it to that extreme, but there's some true gamers out there that would. So,
right.
So, I think if you don't have the PS app yet, you'll need an account for PlayStation Network to access the updated app. And and you can go get it from the App Store or the Google Play Store. So, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I like that. So I don't know. I think I have enough apps on my phone, but I don't know. I may look into it and just play with it for about a week or two and see what it says.
Right.
See what it does. Yeah.
I might have to just turn that thing on. I haven't turned it on for a while. Back
You
in
turn your PS4 on. So what games do you play?
shoot, what I was playing. I can't remember this. It was a car game. I know we played Mortal Kombat a lot. We played what's the one where the guy's like, it was almost like medieval times. He's jumping from the ceiling. God, I don't know the names of these games. He says, "Hey, jump on this game." I'm like, oh, okay. So we're playing these games, but I'm telling you, I'm looking at it right now. That thing has been off. I have not seen the blue light on that thing, and like
it's collecting dust.
Well,
hey, you might want to turn it on because I didn't turn mine on for about 8 months, and then I started having problems. I had to get it serviced, and they told me that the dust collected inside of it for so long. Wow. And because I didn't turn it on, I had to get it replaced. So I had to ship it, ship it to PlayStation, and then they had to ship me a new one. And I tried my best to not let it go without a couple of days without turning on. So that was those experiences.
We haven't played, I want to say, since May, because in May, my son turned 17. So during that time, probably a couple of weeks after, I got him a car. And ever since he's been in his car, he has not been playing that game.
He ain't got time for those games. Yeah, so, that's funny. That is funny.
So I think that's the whole reason behind that.
All right. So are you into drones?
I am into drones. I got two of them. I got a Mavic Pro, and I got the DJI Mavic Pro, and I got the Phantom 3 Advance.
Cool. Okay. Well, I just heard about this. I just got a drone for Christmas. I got the Mavic Mini, so it's not going to do all these cool features that they're about to launch. But Ohio Drone and T-Mobile to bring live streaming tech to drones.
Yeah, but how do they? Because my drone, I can fly my drone now. So both of them, even when I had the Phantom before I had the Mavic Pro, I would fly the drone, and because you're flying it from your phone. So I would be live already on Facebook. I'll shoot all my drone footage, and it comes in and it streams already. So I guess what are they doing differently?
Okay, so they say Ohio Drone has partnered with T-Mobile under Amatola LLC to bring live streaming capabilities to drones via T-Mobile's 5G network. Before the partnership, they said they had commercialized a live streaming platform for drone operators called Streaming Revolution. The company hopes to have 100,000 accounts running within the first year of business once it goes live in January 2021.
Oh, so their own platform. So their own platform for streaming. So when you stream, you don't just stream at Facebook.
Right.
It'll give you some other options that you can actually plug it into.
Right.
So my thing is, when will they build a drone that will probably have a SIM card in it? So you just, you know what I'm saying? So that you can it just streams really live. You don't have to look. You don't have. So here's how it streams from my phone. Right. I have Wi-Fi. My phone connects Wi-Fi to the drone, right? My phone is already on the on the data line, able to access Facebook. So you can. So I see what they're doing, because those networks are CDMA, and on the GSM, I can be on the phone and the internet. You see what I'm saying? I think that's the capability they're talking about.
Okay.
I was trying to figure it out, because CDMA, you can't be on that. You can't be like on these like Sprint phones I guess T-Mobile I thought was GSM, but on most of those phones, you can't like be on the internet and do like a text message or like take a call. It'd be either or.
Well, it says here the company hopes to have 100,000 accounts by 2021. And the live streaming platform will be available to government enterprise users, with consumers gaining access by Q4 2021. So it sounds like they're trying to be their own Twitch.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And they said we started using live streaming technology to optimize our field operations in 2018. With the evolution of the industry, we've seen how in demand a solution like ours is for the field operators or in anyone needing a live streaming system capable of high data performance. So, would I want to stream on another platform?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I guess it depends on if it's useful. I know what we do at work at the 9 to 5. We have like drones up there, so we don't have to hire a helicopter pilot or an airplane. We just throw a drone up, and we can see all the progress that's happening. Shoot progress videos, shoot progress photos. All that over aerial shots. It used to be a fortune to do an aerial shot for at a big commercial site, and now it's like you just throw your drone up. Okay, we got aerial shots.
Yeah, I mean, it cuts the middleman out, but I mean, at the same token, but I just don't understand why you would want to stream on a platform.
On a platform, yeah, I don't want it on a platform. I don't know. Like I said, because I'm already streaming live when I fly my drone, and you'll see when I don't know if you took your mini up, but you can do that with your mini too. So your mini, you're Wi-Fi to your mini, because you're gonna say, hey, it's gonna say you're connecting to the mini,
right? And
then your data line is always gonna be up, right? So you're unless you turn your data line off, because sometimes you don't want to get a call while you're flying your drone and you think your drone's gonna fly. Hence having the two phones. But it will stream straight to Facebook, not to Instagram, but I go to Facebook and YouTube if I throw it up there. So wait, not YouTube, Facebook. I guess I've only done it to Facebook.
You've only streamed to Facebook.
Correct. Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, if you go in there, you see some drone footage on there on the Facebook.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know once again about another platform, because it's already hard to get people to come over to Twitch. So, I mean, people know Facebook, they know YouTube, they're going to be more comfortable with that. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So, well, James, I hope he's out there celebrating
his birthday,
stuff in his face and all that good old stuff. It's his birthday, so I would be remiss to not say, James has been a good dude. He's, he's always trying to find innovative ways to keep Hicks New Media, doing some cool things, and for his mom and his wife to say, look, you're taking a day off. So I really hope that he enjoys this day. Yeah. I hope that he enjoys his birthday and he gets that big cake with the big red lipstick on his cheek from his wife, and the big hug from his mom.
Oh,
and I hope the kids are brave enough to give him 50-something punches. So,
with them lashes in there.
Yeah, you gotta get the lashes in. So I'll be with his birthday.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me sit in for him. It was fun. It's good talking this tech stuff. Although I'm a techie, I don't really talk tech a lot, but it's good to. It was fun, man. I liked it. The lab is pretty cool. So this is what it looks like in the lab. Nice. Nice.
I mean, we try to be innovative. We try to keep people informed. Like I said, PS5. You can go to Burger King, get the PS5.
Don't forget your.
Hey, I'm just saying, because I mean, it's so hard to get those I've joined a couple PS5 community groups, and people are really crying, and I'm like, man, come on now. If you had a PS5, you had a chance to get multiple, you would be selling them for more than the market value as well. I mean, that's what America is all about. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and go buy up all the toilet paper and all the hand sanitizer and, charge.
But get that PS5.
I'm not telling you to go charge 4 times the market rate for it, but I am just saying, like, for example, we bought some Lysol and I had to ship it to Michigan to a family member, and it's $7.99 for the can of Lysol. Okay, cool. I pay the $7.99, no big deal. Get to the post office. They say you can't ship it because it's an aerosol. Yeah. So you have to do ground. So I go to the UPS store. By the time I got through paying for the box and the shipping, I paid $30. Damn. That's how much I would have had to pay if I would have went to eBay. So it's like, it came from my hand to your hand, but you would have just got it cheaper and a whole lot faster. Well, actually the same price as you just went on eBay. But I'm only saying this to say you can't be mad if someone was, and did you hear about the PS5 story?
The PS5 store? They're gonna have its own store?
No, the story.
So no.
So when they first came out, they did pre-orders online.
Mm-hmm.
And you were trying to put your pre-order information in, and by the time you hit send to confirm, it says your PS5 is no longer available. So the bots were taking them because the computers already has the information loaded in. When you type in your name, all your stuff comes in, credit card, and you just click send. You're typing your information in.
Wow.
So the bots were taking them. They said that they were going to do another pre-order with Best Buy like 2 or 3 days later.
Mm-hmm.
They did the pre-order, and within 1 minute, all the pre-orders were gone.
Man.
1 minute, 60 seconds.
Wow.
So like that movie Gone in 60 Seconds, it really happened. Gone
really happened.
And so what I said, I would not stand in any lines. But then when I was reading up on the stories, it was like, all right, GameStop is giving away, or not giving away, but they're doing pre-orders. And I literally called 5 or 6 GameStops here in the Atlanta market. Some said that they were not doing the pre-orders. Some said that they were. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I just said, you know what? Let's just get in the line. I think I need to be there at 6 o'clock. I was number 5 in line. So so the store doesn't open till 12.
Right.
So since the store doesn't open at 12, when it's 52 people in line about 11:30.
Wow.
And the lady gets out the car that works at GameStop and says, "Why are you guys all in line?" And she says, "Did you not see the sign, on the door?" And she looks and she's like, "There's no sign. He didn't put it up last night." She says, "Well, we only have 8 PlayStations." So the other 52 minus 8, they were like, some people just packed up and left.
Wow.
Some people were like, all right, I'm just gonna, maybe there's just still a chance. Mm-hmm. Then it got to a point to right at 11:57, 11:58, this one guy said, "Hey, somebody just confirmed that they had mine. Anybody want to take my place? It's gonna cost you." One guy pulled out 10 20s and he said, "Here, $200 just to get seat number 6.
Yeah.
He gave up $200 and he got his
PlayStation.
He got his PlayStation pre-order.
Yeah.
Right. So, and thus far, I just heard today, and I haven't had a chance to read the article, that they said that they will have some more pre-orders available, I believe November 1st or 2nd. I forgot. I have to read the article, but that's what I read. So.
Right. Ready for Christmas.
Well, I'm hoping that those pre-orders don't go so I can flip mine at a higher price, man. The demand. If there's no demand, then you have to sell it at a regular price.
Right, for sure.
So, hey, man, I need to have a Merry Christmas. My girlfriend wants knives, and she wants meat slicers, and she wants all kind of. Hey, how do you think I got to pay for? How do you think I'm gonna pay for this? So it's like hopefully
PS2,
I gotta flip it.
Yeah, flip it.
So that's what it is, man. It's the lab. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, leaving your comments. Eric, thank you so much for jumping in on this show. I don't know what he did with the ending and all that good old stuff. So when we
remember to vote.
Oh yeah,
days left.
This Tuesday is the last. It was November 3rd. That's the day to vote. So if you have not voted, I don't care who you vote for.
Just vote.
Just vote and understand who you're voting for.
That's right.
So do your research, and it's not just the president and the senators and the House of Representatives. You have your local, you have your local elections. Please understand what and who you're voting for. That's all I can ask. November 3rd, please do your part, do your civic duty, make us proud, and however the chips fall, we got to live with it for the next 2 to 4 years.
That's right.
With that being said, it's the lab. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. That's Eric Burks. I'm Tallboy. Hicks, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.